in Kenya, a woman who wakes up in the morning, two things on her mind: where am I going to get water, and where am I going to get food for my family?
The mother had a pot of some kind of pods or some kind of vegetation that if they boil it long enough, it would take the poisoning out. It would at least allow it to become edible. Sometimes it's an all-day situation just to go get clean water to drink. For us, on the surface, it is incredibly hopeless, incredibly hopeless.
75% of the population in Kenya live in rural areas.
This is where you see the most hurt, you see the most pain and the most suffering. The country is like many parts of Africa. It's suffering because of AIDS. And as a result of the AIDS virus, just hundreds of thousands of children are being left to either fend for themselves or being put into the care of older women.
Nikitazama mayatima huku wanahangaika, nikitazama na wajane wamekusana makao, nami huyu ninalia.
We saw on television one day a man talking about microfinancing. It appealed to us, and we began to learn about the industry. We trained them on the system, the Graveen system of microfinancing, and we began to send what we call bicycle bankers into the villages. We started loaning money to women who had no credit history and no collateral. We did not require them to sign a contract. 5 women bonded together and decided to do a sugarcane plantation. They leased some land. We lent each one of them $500. They planted the sugarcane. They also planted some collards and some sweet potatoes.
We saw the yams growing and the people taking fruits and vegetables to the market.
It is a wonderful system of taking people out of poverty because it's low maintenance. We get involved with them as families. We help them in any areas that they might have problems with, such as a child being sick. We are just part of them. And they own the company, and we just kind of help them wade through the area of business. We then began to look at other areas that we might pursue to enhance not only the women, but the community as a whole.
Water, a clean water. One of our other initiatives is to dig a couple of wells, cut down on infections and diseases. Medicine. This little boy was crying, and we asked the mother what was the problem, and she tried to pick him up just to stand him on his feet, and she pointed to his feet. He was unable to stand and walk. It was so painful. Jiggers was a common infection, a little insect that invades and it gets in your fingertips and feet. And I asked, well, what can be done about this? And they said, well, we need some medication. We gave some money to one of the elders, and we came back 2 days later. And probably that was one of the highlights, because the little boy that couldn't stand up just 2 days earlier was running around, laughing and playing with the other kids. I think the medicine maybe was $5.
We decided we were going to open up a gas station, because in the city of Sega, Kenya, there is no gas station. If I had to paint a picture of what is going on in Kenya, we have found that they are honest, hardworking.
So they don't do no microwave meals over here.
Our recovery rate in Kenya is 99.7%. So almost all the women pay the money back.
You see the hopefulness of the human spirit in these people, the passion that they have just to stretch out a living. If we can give them some resources to go along with that passion and that hopeful spirit, we can create an incredible human story in Kenya and in places like it.
To receive you in our home, we welcome you in our place.
Eunice is a lady who has AIDS. And she was cooking, one of the cooks for us when we were there. And I didn't know that she had AIDS because she was such a cheerful lady. She's also one of our sugarcane ladies. She said to us that when she found out, after her husband died, when she found out she was affected with this disease, she wanted to just kill herself. But she heard about Pull Up from Poverty. And she says, you know what, I'm going to give it a try.
Wherever you have hurting, desperate people, this works.
We have brought in 520 women who were in abject poverty. They had no hope.
We left them with hope that we were coming back to America and we were going to tell their story.